and munition. That was Let Chaos Die by Luna Lustfolk, who has some very pointed words to exchange with her former bosses within the Chaos Divers. I won't mince words. She looks at you guys the same way that I look at the Ministry of Truth, so really she only has 2 words for you. They're not good morning. It's not happy birthday either. Now, I do feel the need to put aside the persona of the angel for a moment and make a disclaimer. Are there some within the community who have felt the sting of Chaos Diver mod abuse? Yes, absolutely. And that's on the CDs in question. Shame on you, sirs, for making this less about a game that we all adore and more about your own power and ego. You know who you are. Everything else, though, of this whole dispute between the SEAF, the 104th, Radical, the Scourge, and the Legion, this is all part of the show. I'm not really upset with Diplomat. He's one of my better friends. Heck, the player behind Dr. Z, we are great friends. We only rarely try to kill each other off the clock, and even then, only when the last slice of pizza is involved, and you can see how that kind of thing is justified. This is all a show that we're putting on for your immersion and your entertainment, so please don't go and harass anyone on the bad guy team. It is greatly flattering that my talents as an actress are so great that you all thought this was real, though. One of my favorite radio plays of all time was War of the Worlds in 1938, which was so well executed that people thought it was real, went into an abject panic, and were spamming emergency lines asking for more information. I've always wanted to pull off a show of similar quality, and it looks like that dream is fulfilled. That being said, on with the show. We begin said show with news from the Galactic Sphere. Most of the Liberation fleet has moved from Mentoria to Vog-Sojoth, following its successful liberation, taking the DSS along with them in a mad attempt to try to collect the required amount of bot scrap. But the endeavor might be too little too late. Despite their best, most valiant, and most murderous of efforts, quota projections indicate they will be falling short by about 20%. My math was wrong last night in that 20% of 1 billion isn't 20 million. It's 200 million. It was a good attempt, but the gap is simply too wide to overcome. Unfortunate. It's not like we can afford to take people off bug smashing duty either. As of right now, we look to achieve our E710 quota by a mere 4%, which is not much of a margin of error. We take people off Darius 2 right now, we stand a good chance of failing both conditions. But hey, at the very least, we'd have plentiful fixed-wing munitions for the remainder of this fight on the major order. Spartan Corps and the 8th Army Combat Engineers worked all through the night loading up bombs, rockets, and other such party favors so that our Eagles could drop presents on all the good-filled tyrannical boys and ghouls throughout the cosmos. They've been good despots all year long and deserve a little napalm in their stocking. Meridia continues to bear down upon Moridash, which is nearing its final day of life as a coherent planetary body, but it does look like everyone got out okay. Everyone who wanted to leave, that is. Fighting continues upon the surface of Kuhiri, but something has changed. Before now, the Legion seemed consumed with preventing my Seraphim from finishing evacuation operations. This morning, their movements seem to revolve around keeping the Seraphim from leaving the planet. Seraphim Feud Commanders, you are ordered to bust down this blockade and flee Kuhiri by any means. Don't let these bozos stop you. Cut them all down if you have to. I've got a bad feeling about this one. I don't know how I know, but I know. You can't remain on Kuhiri. We've done all that we can. Exfiltrate the area and return to your posts within Liberation Fleet. Now, as for what happened last night. Did I psionically interrogate those men? Yes, I did. To be fair, they were trying to kill me, but I wanted to know why and who sent them. Shocking no one, they were Scourge Diver assassins. Are they dead? No, they're not. I simply gave them both a mental command to sleep for a time and then booted them out in an escape pod with a SEAF transponder signal somewhere in the Sagan sector. Either Super Earth or Gunvold should pick them up and send them straight to jail. I am not letting General Burnout get his claws back into them because I read their minds about the feared kind of punishments for failure that they would suffer at his hands. From what I was able to glean, the Scourge aren't coming alone. They have secured alliance got bad news right there. That's one heck of a mean team. General Berna has adopted a strategy of no prisoners, no survivors, and no mercy. To burn a path through the heart of the universe, starting with Fort Sanctuary. Man means to kill some folks. Now, I'm working on some means to try to shut burnout down, but I need to get my Seraphim extricated from this evacuation mess on Kuhiri first, and the materials submitted to Super Earth so that they can form their blockade fleet. Even if this doesn't end up doing anything about the Meridia problem, at the very least it can be redirected to help handle this Alliance of Shadows issue. All I need is to get the blockade fleet and the Scourge divers into the same sector together and let Liberty take its course. A simple plan, really. Get my enemies to mindlessly kill each other while I nom popcorn in the background. But more complicated in its execution. As of right now, I have my doubts on whether or not there will even be a blockade fleet being built, or in great enough numbers to take out the Legion, Scourge, Chaos Divers, and the Collective. Our enemies are gathering Helldivers, and the shadow they cast is long indeed. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. While we might be hopelessly behind it at collecting automaton scrap, I have zero intentions on giving up. At the very least, we should enjoy the faster Eagle Realm speeds for the remainder of the Major Order, and there's no better way to do that than by giving that 200 million kill quota objective the good old Super Earth try. Never give up. Never surrender. Kick reality to the curb and do the impossible. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.